Hi everyone, I hope you guys are enjoying the 21-day challenge. I wanted to share with you about the topic of self-care rituals. So for me, self-care is a really big deal. And in the past, like I can tell you when I started Fusionary, my company about 3.5 years ago, when I started, I was like on that hamster wheel. I was going 200 miles an hour and I really thought that I should just keep going at that pace. And one day I might just go splat against a wall and that might be how I go, and that would be fine. But at least I had given all my effort and all my focus and all my attention, all my energy towards this business that I was trying to grow. And I remember at the time I had injured something at the gym, and I sat there at PT at the office, and they said, Martin, who runs the PT, said, Shivani, there's only 100% of a pie. So you can only split yourself in so many ways to get a job done and to live your life. Like there's your business, but there's also your children and everything else. And I said, no, but you don't understand. Like I don't believe in that theory. What is the 100% thing? That's most people. I'm gonna go for 300%. Like I bet if I supplement properly and exercise really hard and eat really healthy and like do everything I need to do, I can perform at 300%. Like I can work later and work earlier and just get it all done. And he kind of laughed at me and he's like, when people injure and they do these things, you kind of have to stop and fix this. You can't just let me put a Band-Aid on it, ice you up, and you keep going and hope that that's good enough. And I remember I didn't want to hear that message at all at that time. And about a year later, I showed up again at PT because I used to injure a lot post-children. And he's like, so did you ever think about that theory? Did it ever apply to you? And I said, you know what? Now I believe you. Now I look at the pie and I'm like, well, how am I going to divide this up? How much do my children get? How much does my marriage get? How much does my house get so that I can maintain a beautiful, comfortable home? How much does my business get? What is reasonable? And I found that we have seasons. So, when I'm in a busy season, I do push at 300% in that one category. But I also now, when I do work in my business that hard, pull self-care right alongside it, so that I don't burn out, get injured, go so fast that I'm like that hamster on the wheel. And so I wanted to share with you guys about the topic of self-care, because oftentimes people call me and they're like, I'm exhausted, or I don't sleep well, and my body hurts, and my brain is not working. I keep forgetting things at home and I have to run home for them, or they're depressed and you could just tell by their personality they're not very happy right now. And I know that self-care sounds a little easy, and it sounds like, oh, well, that's luxurious, or that's spending my time in a frivolous way. But to be very honest, if you applied self-care in a real way, I think you would feel the profound benefits. And then once you did, you would become addicted to it like me, or you'd become reliant on it. That's a nicer word. And then it'll support you beautifully to still achieve all your goals. I don't sit around and do self-care and not work. I have been working since 7:30 or 8 in the morning. The moment my children are in school, I hit my day running, whether it's exercise or going straight to work. But I fit in self-care in these little snippets, and those little snippets are very effective. I can give you an example. The whole month of April and May, I took every single speaking opportunity, every single event. I had a table for Fusionary. Every networking event that was valid, I was there. That took a lot of energy. It took hauling tables, hauling materials, hauling inventory, talking to people, selling to them in heels all day long. It took preparing talks and giving those talks, and having the total energy it takes to really give at that level for that period of time. Well, what did I do during that time? I would do Epsom salt baths in my bathtub at least once every other day, to recover and just like release and have my muscles release and relax. And I kept up a lot of self-care that I teach. So this video is not like an hour long. Let me wrap this up soon. I'm gonna share my self-care guide below, which is something that we shared in the last challenge. It was Ayurvedic self-care tips. Some of them might seem super weird and super random to you. That's totally fine. Pick and choose whatever you would like. I'll quickly go over what I do. I wake up first thing in the morning, I touch the ground, touch my forehead, and say thank you for another day. And then I set my intention for the day. Usually it's, please help me make the impact I want to in the world and that I'm destined to make, and please let me be peaceful, because I tend not to be a very peaceful girl, so I'm always craving that. Then I get up, I go brush my teeth, and I use my tongue cleaner. A tongue cleaner is an Ayurvedic metal concept that we use to clean the tongue, and you literally scrape your tongue 7 to 14 times. All the organs in the body are reflected on the bottom of our feet, and they're also reflected on the tongue. And so to scrape the tongue detoxifies those organs just from doing that one activity, which takes like 10 seconds in the morning. Then after that, we believe in oil pulling. You might have heard of oil pulling. You can use coconut oil, you can use untoasted sesame oil. You put about 2 to 3 teaspoons of that in your mouth for about a couple minutes. For me, I can tolerate that for like 3 minutes. Some people 5, 10, 20, they can shower while they do it. They can walk around and do other things in the morning while they do it. For me, I roll from that right into something called Abhyang massage. So we have something called dry brushing. I have very dry skin, so I do not like dry brushing. It feels like sandpaper on my skin. But for some people, you might like it, and it's very good for you. A dry brush is great for lymphatic drainage and moving the lymph system of the body. So for me, since I don't tolerate this form, I do this form in the shower. I take a glove and I'll like exfoliate my skin in round circles going from extremities towards the center. And then after that, or before that, however you choose to do it, there's something called Abhyang massage. Abhyang is a massage of yourself. You can take refined sesame oil. I buy this for $4 at Whole Foods. I prefer sesame oil because it's so popular in Ayurveda. But you can use coconut oil, almond oil, olive oil, whatever you've got going on in the house. No big deal. I just set a towel on the ground in my bedroom. I'm in my bedroom right now. And I start massaging myself from the feet upwards. You massage your toes and your legs and the side of your ankles. Mine are all dry and sad. So I like to massage that and come all the way up. You can also massage your hair. It's actually probably why Indian women have great, beautiful, thick hair. So we very much believe in oiling the head and hair once a week at least. And then after that, sometimes if I can fit it in, I'll do some yoga stretches. So during that time period that was pretty stressful and challenging, I used to do that in the morning. I would just quick oil massage, take 5 minutes, do a couple of yoga stretches to get my body like moving and happy again, and then get started with my day. And for Epsom salts, I was just at Home Goods the other day. I found this beautiful mommy gift. I gave them to all my sisters-in-law and mother-in-law. It's like rosebuds in bath salts. But for pure therapeutic reasons, I use Epsom salt. So this one I grabbed from Whole Foods because I was there and I was out and I need this stuff. But typically I buy it from Costco or Target or wherever. So that's kind of my self-care rituals in a nutshell. But, you know, again, people listen to this and they're like, I don't have time for that. That's not going to work for me. Here's the thing. We all have something called a weekend, or we have a day or two off somewhere. I highly encourage you to try all this once, twice, 3 times in a row, and then see out of it what you like and don't like. And if you can pick up 1 or 2 that you apply to your daily life, it can have a profound impact on you. For me, I have become much more present in my own body, and I've become much more present to what makes me happy. And sometimes I'll agree to things, and then I'll talk to people and I'll say, you know what? That actually isn't good for me. This thing that I said yes to, this thing that you're proposing, that's your thing. I have to do what makes sense for me, my family, my household, what I'm trying to do here. So I have to say self-care has helped me become a much more centered, present, aligned person. It's also made me a lot happier in my own head. So before I used to be all stressed and frustrated and all over the place, and now I'm like, life is really damn good. Really good. I get to choose every single day what I do. Yeah, I have goals, and yeah, I don't get to them every single day. But you know what? Life is a journey, and on that journey, I'm going to be taking care of myself. Me too. I deserve to be taken care of along the way. Not just everyone around me, everyone who I feed, everyone who I take care of. So that's my message. As we've said before, it's our rituals, regimens, and habits that help us live our healthiest life. So have a happy and healthy day, everyone. Bye-bye.